Hey, what's up? I didn't plan on making a video today, but I felt the need to update you on yesterday's video and provide some news about Helldivers 2. For example, the community manager confirmed that the patch is still set for next week. We'll discuss whether the GM was fired at Arrowhead, and we'll hear what the CEO of Arrowhead had to say about catering to the single player experience, and so much more. If you enjoy the video, feel free to give it a like by tapping the thumbs up button below the video. Alright, so with yesterday's video, it was kind of strange, right? We saw that Twinbeard announced all those great things coming to the next patch. I had thought, and so many others, thought that the patch was arriving Friday, which also seemed kind of strange because I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't seem right. That would probably be a bad idea. But it turns out that it's not going to be Friday. So instead, you should expect the update either Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but most likely Tuesday. But this user right here over at the official Helldivers 2 Discord asked this right here saying, did Twinbeard announce an exact date of the patch, or did he just say what it may contain? Twinbeard replied to this user by saying this right here, next week still stands, more details early next week, most likely. There you go. So we do not know the exact date, but we can guess that it will be Tuesday. But he also mentions that right here that there's some more information that soon will be available at some point. And that right there is great news because at least we'll know what to expect, right? So again, if you saw yesterday's video and you thought the patch was coming out Friday, no, it's not. It's just the way it was written. And for some reason, I didn't realize yesterday was Friday, so it obviously makes sense why he was saying it. But anyways, shout out to Twinbeard too because he did comment in the last video. He even took the time to just comment this right here saying, correct, I meant it as in the weekend is almost here, so here's a little treat. Sorry if that wasn't clear, the patch is still on schedule for sometime next week as we've said earlier. Again, here's some extra proof just to clarify that the developers, or specifically the community manager, has confirmed that this right here, the patch, is still set for next week, but we just do not know the exact date. We, of course, can guess, again, that it might be Tuesday, but it could be Wednesday or even Thursday. So with that information being said, hopefully this clears up any sort of confusion if you were confused last time. But yeah, there's no update coming Friday as far as we're aware, but there's also some changes that we can definitely expect. A lot of great changes. And on that note, I do want to say this as well. I wasn't saying anything negative about Arrowhead or even the game itself. When I said that we just don't know what's going on with this patch, and if it does turn sour, that it will be bad for the community because a lot of you might react poorly to that, right? If they end up buffing a weapon and then shortly later just said, hey, yeah, we're going to actually nerf that again. So that's all I meant. But we're going to continue on and take a look at the next question. There's a member here who asks about Joel. Was he fired? And why is there this extra position open up for a game master, aka GM position? This is the exact question by Dark. I don't suppose you could shed some light on the whole Joel being fired rumors, could you? Being how Game Master position is open. Twinbeard wrote back saying, debunked. Joel is very much still at Arrowhead. The additional GM role is simply to help AH and Joel to improve even more on the Galactic War and map side. And speaking of Galactic War map, if you go over there right now and you check out the bottom right for dispatches, it does say this right here for strategic guidance. It says, Super Earth High Command advises all Helldivers that the shortest path to liberating Wasat, the target of the current major order, is through the following systems. Wezen, then Vega Bay, then finally Wasat itself. High Command offers this guidance in order to conserve Helldivers' critical decision-making effort for use on the battlefield itself. This dispatch is one of the most exciting changes ever because when it comes down to the major orders, we might not fail the next few because they are actually providing details here and kind of showing some improvements, which kudos to the developers and everybody over there at Arrowhead because you can tell that there is some major improvements coming our way. And yeah, I'm just super excited for this. I'm ready to get my hands on the patch and figure out what they've done to it. It's going to be an exciting time. Next up, we have a question about bad visibility with certain planets, and this is the exact question. Could you please bring up to the team that at the moment there are far too many planets with bad visibility? The community manager, Twinbeard, responded that they are looking into it, and this is the exact response. Yep, that is being looked over. So at some point, you should see some visibility improvements for certain planets. Now, is this going to be included in the next patch? Maybe, that's a possibility, but I would say that it's probably too late, and that's my speculation, my assumption. But feel free to let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I would love to know your thoughts on everything that we've just went over. Continuing on, the CEO of Arrowhead continued on to respond to more users over on Twitter or X. I keep calling it both. I'm sorry guys, I'm still stuck in between X and Twitter. It's just awful. But with that to the side, this user said, different players have different needs, each according to playstyle. One cannot appease everyone. In such cases, isn't it better to get a pulse on what the majority enjoy? Far too often we see vocal minorities appoint themselves the game's guardians and drive everyone else out. Shams Georgiani, the CEO, replied back to this user, basically telling him that they are talking about, the single player experience and if they should cater more to that playstyle. This is his exact response. We spoke the other day about the single player experience and if we should cater more to that playstyle. Well, what are your thoughts about this right here? Do you think they should cater more to a single player playstyle? Or would you prefer a different type of playstyle, and what is it? Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, the same exact member replied back to Shams Georgiani, basically apologizing for sounding harsh and that he didn't mean to come out that way. Then Shams Georgiani replied back to this user by saying, I think you make a ton of good points. We listen to smart feedback and incorporate that into designs and in development, knowing all the other constraints we're working with. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we'll try again. You tell me in a month or two how you feel we're doing. And what you can tell right here is Shams Georgiani just confirmed that they're not looking at just any feedback. They're not just accepting anybody's criticism. They are really looking into what they should improve and what they shouldn't. We're going to continue on towards the last and final question here towards the CEO. This person says, can you also add some items to the Steam Point shop? Please, please, please. And the CEO replied back, what kind of stuff do you want? And with that, if you're on PC, what type of stuff do you want? Personally, I'm a big fan of avatars and stuff like that. I do not care about the emotes or stuff that you can send out to your friends. That's my opinion about it, but you guys might feel different. But yeah, I would absolutely love to see a nice flashy avatar, maybe the actual logo of the skull. That would be pretty cool. But you guys can let me know your thoughts down below. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the developer's response to the issues behind the recent bug with the dark fluid. You know how all the bugs were spawning on top of the drill? This is what he said to a user who asked about the testing. And just to give some further context on this, by the way, I have went over this part specifically, but not the next part afterwards, which he does get into the reply about the bugs popping up and everything. So here's the response. Evil Boss wrote, depends on what is being tested. If we test unreleased stuff or things that demand debug stuff, we can't really test those in public. But we do run a lot of testing on the branch that later is the one that gets released. Then the same exact Discord member left this down below on the bottom. I guess we're all a bit concerned about how it seems like obvious stuff like the recent drill spawn bug made it through testing. Then Evil Boss responded with, yeah, that one is a long story how it got released. A lot of learning has already been done from that one, and I think a lot more is to come. What I really like about this post right here is that the developers have confirmed that they have messed up. They have made some mistakes, they are improving, and they are actually correcting those mistakes. They're not making the same ones again, apparently. So we're now going to talk about an important leak. If you guys do not want to hear about this, please leave now. What we have here is going to be the Illuminate artifact, or more so, the newest sample. So, as you can tell right here, this is leaked out by Iron Sights, a great leaker, and he has provided this information to all of us, and he has stated this right here in the comment section. This is the sample or artifact that will appear on Illuminate controlled planets. Now, yesterday, Twinbeard confirmed that we will be receiving some samples, and I'm going to guess this is one of them. Well, this is pretty much it when it comes down to the Helldivers 2 news. If you guys would like to be featured in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below so you can speak your voice on the channel. The first comment here is by Mo Jansen, and this person says, bro, Twinbeard gave us the meme saying it is Friday after all because today is Friday. Not because the update is coming on Friday, lol. This is a response from the previous video, and obviously you guys know I made a mistake. The second comment is by ButtersDeGod681. This person says, the comment of the devs having to change some things once it comes out is normal. Do you think the game knowingly released the game in the state with the infinite grenade glitch? No, players found that. They're gonna wait until players find things and they're going to fix those things. It's a normal response. And last but not least, we have guitar fretboard hacks. This person says, I'm honestly afraid that we've gotten so used to the carnage of what the spawn rates are, now that when it gets reverted, it might feel underwhelming to fight hordes. LOL, I hope I'm wrong. And there you go, those are your top 3 comments from the previous video. If you liked a feature, comment down below. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I will see you guys in the next video.